You ever replay a conversation in your head and think, did I sound weird when I said hi? And suddenly it's 2 a.m. You're analyzing your entire existence and you still don't have an answer? Yeah. Welcome to the wonderful and slightly exhausting world of overthinking. But here's a twist. Overthinking isn't always bad. Sometimes it can actually help you. The trick is knowing when it's helping, and when it's just you arguing with your own brain like it owes you money. Let's start with the good side of overthinking. Overthinking gets a bad reputation, but think about it. Our ability to reflect deeply is what separates us from squirrels. If you're an overthinker, it means your brain cares. It's like having an overprotective friend who wants the best for you, but sometimes doesn't know when to chill. For example, say you have a big presentation tomorrow. You might spend hours running through what to say, how to say it, and what to do if your slides fail. That's overthinking, yes, but in this case, it's your brain helping you prepare. You're rehearsing, you're planning, you're setting yourself up for success. Overthinking can also help you make better decisions, when done in moderation. If you're buying a new laptop, you want to compare specs, read reviews, and make sure you're not spending your rent money on a fancy paperweight. That's smart thinking, not just overthinking. The real magic of healthy overthinking is reflection. When you think deeply about your choices or behavior, you learn, you grow, you understand yourself better. Like replaying that awkward conversation and realizing, oh, maybe I interrupted too much, or I could have been kinder. That's progress. So yeah, the good side of overthinking is awareness, learning, preparation, and better decision-making. Sounds nice, right? Now, the not-so-good side. Imagine your thoughts are like popcorn kernels. One pops, then another, and before you know it, the whole bag's exploded. That's what overthinking does. It takes a tiny idea and turns it into a full-blown mental movie trilogy. You text someone, they don't reply, and your brain immediately jumps to, they hate me. Did I offend them? Maybe they got kidnapped by aliens. You go from 0 to sci-fi in 3 minutes. Overthinking turns imagination into anxiety. It makes you question things that don't even exist yet. You start solving problems that aren't even real. And because your mind is always busy, it can feel like you're living 10 lives at once, all inside your head. It's also exhausting. You might notice that even when you're not doing anything, you feel tired. That's because your brain has been running a marathon while your body's been sitting still. Another problem? Overthinking kills action. You can think so much about what could go wrong that you never even start. You might overanalyze your dream idea, your next step, or even a text message until all the excitement drains away. You start thinking, what if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I embarrass myself? But here's a truth bomb. Sometimes you just gotta do it and find out. Half the things we worry about never even happen. So, how do we find balance? Because no, we can't just stop overthinking. If it were that easy, every therapist would be out of business. The goal isn't to stop thinking, it's to think better. 1. Catch your thoughts before they spiral. When you notice your brain doing the what-if dance, pause. Ask yourself, is this helpful? If the answer is no, change the tune. Let's say you're waiting for a reply. Instead of thinking, they hate me, think, they might just be busy. Because chances are, they are. People have lives, even if it doesn't feel like it when you're staring at your phone every 10 seconds. 2. Give your thoughts a schedule. Sounds weird, but it works. If your brain loves to overanalyze, give it permission, but set boundaries. Tell yourself, okay, I'll think about this for 10 minutes, then I move on. You're training your brain to stop the endless replay. 3. Write it down. When you feel overwhelmed, grab a notebook or your phone and dump every thought in there. Don't judge it, just write. It's like taking out the mental trash. Once it's on paper, it's not swirling in your head anymore. 4. Take action. Action is the enemy of overthinking. Once you start doing, the mind quiets down. Whether it's sending that email, applying for that job, or finally talking to that person, just act. Even if it's messy, it's movement. 5. Practice being present. Most overthinking comes from living in the past or the future. What if I mess up? What if I did something wrong? But life happens now. Try grounding yourself. Notice what you see, hear, and feel in this moment. Sometimes the cure for overthinking is just breathing. 6. Be kind to yourself. A lot of overthinking comes from fear of failure, rejection, or not being enough. But newsflash, you're human. You don't have to get everything right. Sometimes the best thing you can say to yourself is, "It's okay, I did my best." Here's a little perspective. If your brain is an engine, overthinking is like pressing the gas and the brake at the same time. You make a lot of noise, but you don't go anywhere. Balance means learning when to ease off the pedal, when to just coast. So next time you catch yourself overanalyzing that one text, that one decision, or that one weird laugh you made at dinner, take a breath and smile. Your brain's just trying to protect you. It just needs a little direction. In the end, overthinking is like salt. A little adds flavor. Too much ruins the meal. Use it wisely and your thoughts become your greatest strength. Let it control you and it becomes a storm. So think deeply but live freely, because sometimes the best thing you can do is stop thinking so hard and just be. If you loved it, like, share, and let me hear your thoughts.